I want to show you something else amazingly that gets very close to that number.
This one.
We're going to start with 1 here. And I'll use my count. Okay. I'm going to go for I equals 1. I less than count plus 1. I plus plus. This time I'm going to add b equals b plus 1 divided by I squared. Okay, actually now I got to be careful. Okay, so now I'm adding up the inverse squares. So I actually need to start at 0 here. So for the first one I'm adding just 1 over 1 squared. So hopefully here I should get 1 when I evaluate this. 1.
1.
Okay, now for part 2 I should get 1 plus 1 over 2 squared.
Which is 1 plus a fourth.
Which is 1 plus a fourth, which is?
It's 1 and a fourth.
1 and a fourth. Okay,
1.25.
Actually, forgot I have to print 1 divided by b here. So now it gets a little tricky to figure out what it is. Now it's 0.8. Okay. For the first 5, looks like I get 0.68. For the first 10, I get 0.64.
It's getting...
For the first 100, I get 0.61. For the first 1,000, I get 0.608.
Just getting close to that number. 627.
964 instead of 27.
Yeah. For the first 100,000, this one will be able to evaluate the first 100,000, I think.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. It might take a while, but let's listen. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, there it is. 0.60793. So we're starting. These two numbers are starting to get very close to each other.
Yeah, it's 0.60792. Wow.
And let's just take a look at this number: 6 over pi squared. 0.607.
I thought it was pi squared over 6 was the number.
Well, what's pi squared over 6?
Well, it's six. It's like 6.2 over 6.
Pi squared, please.
No, not pi. Well, yeah, that's 2 pi. That's not. Pi squared is around. It's a little bigger than 9.
Yeah.
So it should be bigger than 3/2. So it's going to be bigger than 3/2.
Okay. So this is 6 over pi squared. So this is its reciprocal. I said we'd see pi squared over 6. We did see pi squared over 6, but we just actually saw its reciprocal. So it turns out that this number that we were looking at, the probability that when you pick two integers at random is relatively prime, it turned out it was around 0.607.
Yeah.
By total miracle, it appears. The math you need to understand this is calculus. This product seems to equal the sum of the inverse squares, the reciprocal of the sum of the inverse squares. 1 plus a fourth plus a ninth plus a 25th, 1 over that.
Wow.
Oops.
And that, Euler, the mathematician Euler, figured out was pi squared over 6, and its reciprocal, 6 over pi squared, is the number that we're looking at.
Wow.
Interesting.
So amazingly, the probability that two integers that you pick at random are relatively prime seems to involve pi in it.
Pi.
Why would it involve pi? You're looking at integers.
You're looking at integers. What does pi have to do with anything here?
Wow.
Wow.
Pi's used in a lot of stuff.
Pi's used in a lot of stuff. Yeah. So there we go. We're going to stop here today, and then tomorrow morning we'll finish.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.